எப்படி நீங்க மைக் ஆன்ல இருக்கீங்களா உங்களுக்கு அப்போ ரிவ்யூல வருதாங்க அங்க வந்து நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க எப்படி தெரியும் எனக்கு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க நான் எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றது நார்மலா உங்களோட இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன் பேசலாம் இல்ல அது இந்த ஆன் ஆயிடுச்சா இல்லையான்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க கேட்டு சொல்லுங்க ஃபோன் பண்ணி ஓகே இங்கேருந்து ஃபோன் பண்ணி கேளுங்க ஸ்டார்ட் ஆச்சு ஹலோ சார் ஓகே சார் ஓகே தேங்க்யூ okay guys, good morning. So today we will have a live streaming on something called as pre-recruitment training. Many classes would have already attended this training program. However, there are some different topics also which I am going to cover today, like group discussion. It's a very lengthy topic and you need to know what is group discussion, because in all corporates group discussion is very, very important, right? So in the recent experience last week which we had, group discussion was the first round of interview which the corporates had. Okay, so those of you who have not attended this program earlier, you can also attend, and those of you who have attended can also attend. Okay, so I am starting today with the industry expectation from graduates like you. Well, industry expectation, when I say, the company which you are going to join is the industry. It may be the IT sector, it may be the automobile industry, it may be the BPO sector, it may be the marketing field, whatever may be. There are some expectations by the company from you, right? So that's what we are going to see now. And if you have some doubts, you may write it down and you can clear it with me maybe when you come here on the 20th, that is after 2 days. So now I am continuing my presentation on the first topic, industry expectation from graduates. So the topic is industry expectation from graduates. Right, so according to you, you will be thinking, what are all the industry expectations? There may be something in your mind, right? So these industry expectation from graduates includes various promises where the graduate needs to fulfill when he joins an industry, right? But before going into the industry expectation, you guys are going to be graduated maybe in the next 6 months down the line, wherein after your graduation you need to go in for a job. So what does the management plan, or the plan which the management has for you guys, is that you need to have the offer letter before you complete your examinations. Your end semester examinations, before you complete that, The management has various plans to see you placed in various companies or corporates. Right? If that doesn't happen, if you think, no, let me seek elsewhere, or let's think about it later, or this is not the right time to think about it. If you say like that, then you need to read the next slide very carefully. This will be the question which will be running in your mind after you get your degree in your hand. Have you ever found yourself at the marketplace and wondered? When I say marketplace, I mean the job market. Have you ever found yourself at the job market and wondered? Right? So you keep wondering, why was I not placed? Why did not I get an offer in my hand? What's the problem? So all these questions you ask yourself. Sitting on a chair like this in your house, you say, what am I doing here without going for a job? What am I doing here without being placed in a corporate company? Right? And ultimately the answer is, there is some kind of a big fear in you. There is some kind of a big fear in you. What should be that fear? Okay, the response is, will I get selected in this company? Will I get a good job in a corporate company? Will I earn a good amount of salary? Some say nervousness is my fear. Some say communication is my fear. Some say I don't have fear. Fine. If you don't have fear, fantastic. The very first interview, you can clear it and you can keep going. But let me tell you, you may be prepared to face the interview. The interview is almost a big challenge, but fear is not there. You should not have fear. Yes, you have to overcome the challenge. Right? So you should start preparing from the early stage so that this fear of facing your audience or the fear of facing the interview panel will not be there. Right? Shyness, nervousness, tiredness, tension, stress. Yes, all this even the greatest person who prepares will have. Right? But how we need to overcome that? Okay? Yes. And when you start asking yourself questions, will I get selected in this company? Will I get a good job in this company? What is going to be my future? Next 5 years down the line, what is the survival for me? So all these are a few questions which keep playing across your mind. Right? Moving on to the next slide. And now we come to the industry expectation from you graduates. Industry expectation from you graduates, or what do employers seek? The person who is giving you an employment is called the employers, and you are an employee. So what do they seek? What do they look from you? Right? The very first point. Adaptability is something that whether this particular candidate is adaptable or will be adaptable or can adapt to the circumstances or to the situation of our organization. Grasping power. In college, the professors may explain the concept or the sum maybe once, or if you don't have, maybe twice, or maybe even once more also. But in a corporate, understand guys, the HR doesn't have time to keep repeating the same. So you need to grasp it. Right? You need to grasp it. Next, communication. So when I say communication, it plays a very major role with all corporate companies. I don't mean you need to speak in full grammatical way. Right? Whether you speak in broken English or spoken English, your communication should be understandable by the other end. Right? The person on the other side needs to understand how you are going to communicate to him. Right? Next, computer literacy. As you all know guys, we are living in a computer world wherein you need to know at least the basics of computers. When I say basics, something like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, how to send a mail, these simple things they expect from you guys. Next, team player. When I say team player, you join a corporate company wherein you will not be allowed to perform, or you will not be given a placement or to complete a task all alone. A team will be given a project wherein you will be a part of the team. Right? That project may go on for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, whatever it may be. So you should be a very good team player. And when you are able to prove yourself, let me tell you, when the project is completed and the next project, probably you can become a project leader. You can become a team leader, right? You will be leading a team of 10 or 15 members and you will have a separate project to complete. Got it? Okay. Quality of work. Whatever work you do, at home, you may be excused. In your college now, they may give you some assignment, test, whatever kind of work you are doing. you can give excuses, but please understand in the workplace it's not allowed. They expect you with 100% quality of work. Got it? So don't think you can while away by doing work without quality. Commitment. Yes, the next point, commitment. Please understand, guys, you are committed. You have a commitment to be completed by end of the day. Right? Next, project management concepts. As I already told you, as a team player, you will be given a project. And that project, you guys as a team, you need to complete it within the stipulated time. Wherein this project will be managed by a team of maybe, let's say 6 or 10 or whatever it is, depending upon the size of the project. Okay? Going on to the next point, foreign language. Yes, guys, please understand, learning a foreign language will make a big difference in you. And for the current trend, the most or the highest paid foreign language is Japanese. So if you guys can learn Japanese, let me tell you, your package is extremely high. Right, moving on to the next point, etiquettes and social skills. Right, etiquettes and social skills. So when I say etiquettes, I mean mannerism. The kind of mannerism. Maybe you are talking to your friends. You have a different way. When you talk to colleagues, the people who work with you, you have a different way. When you talk in society, you have a different way. When you talk with your family members, you have a different way. So you need to have some social skills, which also called as manners, etiquettes. Right? So guys, if you have any questions, you can just write it and you can ask me maybe in the class. Moving on to the next. You need to know the meaning of career, the meaning of career, right? It has a meaning wherein you will understand it in the later stages. What is career? Right? C stands for choice of job, the kind of job which you are going to choose for your future. Right? Excuse me. A stands for the right attitude which you have. Always we keep motivating students or we motivate others. Positive attitude. Have a positive attitude. Here I am talking about the right attitude for you to get into a corporate. You need to have the right attitude. And of course, the knowledge, yes, relevant knowledge, of course. You need to have relevant knowledge, maybe on the topic, or if the topic is entirely different, the job role is entirely different, you will be trained on. E stands for enthusiasm. You, from the time of your interview, you need to be in full enthusiasm, which means that would show your body language, that would show your confidence level, that also would show your attitude. E stands for eagerness to learn. Yes, guys, in every corporate, there is something called as training and learning. So, training, learning, earning, everything is done parallelly. So, when I say eagerness to learn, it means that every corporate gives its employees training. They need to undergo training before they are onboarded in the corporate. You got it? Before they are onboarded in the corporate. So they need to undergo a training maybe for 1 month or maybe for 2 months or maybe even for 3 months, right? And the final in career is the readiness to grow. Once you choose your job with the right attitude and you have the knowledge with full enthusiasm and you keep learning more and more, automatically you start growing. When I say you start growing, I don't mean your weight increases. I mean you grow in your designation, you grow in your position, and simultaneously your bank account also grows. Got it? Any questions, you may pen it down and ask me the next day. Okay? So we need to do a preparation, and we are going to prepare from day one. So we are going to prepare from day one. So what do we prepare on? How are we going to prepare? What are the things we need to focus on? Yes, there are certain things on the slide you can see. These are the things you need to prepare yourself and you need to get ready. When I say you need to get ready, I'm talking about get ready to sell yourself. You got it? Get ready to sell yourself. Selling yourself for a cheap price is something that anyone can do. But selling yourself for an expensive price is the challenge that you have, is the challenge that you face, right? So when I say selling yourself for an expensive price means going into a corporate with a big package, big salary. So what we're going to do first, we need to select 1 or 2 areas depending on the interest that you have, right? There may be a couple of you guys having interest maybe in only one area. It's better to have interest on 2, wherein plan A doesn't work, you can focus on plan B, right? So when I say depending upon interest, that may be the current trend also, which means general. I am no specific area of interest. So generally, if some job comes, I will go for it, right? There may be some guys who are focusing on what is the current trend in the job market. Let me focus on that. Okay, fine. Or there may be some guys who look for the niche area, which means the targeted area in mind, right? So for that, you need to be analytical, logical, scientific mind. Keep yourself updated so that you can face any challenge in your future. right? And also guys, your skills need not necessarily match market demand. For example, when I went to a college for a training program, there were students from maths department. They asked me, sir, we belong to the maths department. Can we take up a marketing job? Yes, definitely. You can take up a marketing job. Right? So wherever you are, please have the ability to bring out your knowledge, to expand your knowledge, right? Next is focus on whatever additional training you have done that carries weight in your profile, right? Whatever additional training you would have undergone, like say some tally courses, some computer courses, or whatever it may be, right? And again, the last you can find is project work. Many of you guys are into the final year. In the last semester, most of you will be going for a project. Okay? So take care of this project very seriously. Don't be very lethargic. Don't be very careless. Right? Take it very sincerely and work hard for your project. Why I'm telling you work hard for your project, there are many things. The first thing is your project Viva, you need to get good score. Next, in the interview, they may ask you a question on your project, right? And when you join newly to any corporate, you will be working for a project. Okay? Any questions? You can have it written. Right. So coming to the last slide. You may be working in a corporate. You may be earning good amount of salary. You may be the college topper. You may be the university bright spark. But please understand, you need to build your discipline by keeping your commitments. Discipline is very important, right? Call back when you are promised. If you make a promise or if you make promises, see that you fulfill them or don't make promises. Meet your deadlines. Always set deadlines for yourself. Wherein, what I mean is you need to complete any of the work within the stipulated time. That is what is called as deadlines. And the last one is show up on time. Time management. Be very careful. Any questions you have, please write it down. Right, and we are moving to the next. So I come to the end of the first topic. Right, I come to the end of the first topic. Moving on to the next, I move on to hard skills and soft skills. When I ask you a guy, or when I ask a guy, let me have your understanding, please tell me what do you mean by, or what do you understand by hard skills and soft skills. So one guy said, when we work very hard, those skills are called hard skills. And one guy said, yes, if the work is very, very casual about, it becomes soft skills. Right? Please understand, guys, you need to pay attention here because both hard skills and soft skills is required in all corporates, in all MNCs. Both hard skills and soft skills are very, very, very important. You may be thinking, yes, I became the topper of the college. I got this much CGPA. Yeah, but when it comes to the point of employment, The corporates look for both something called as hard skill and soft skill. So that is what we are going to look in deep, right? Okay, hard skills are specific abilities that help people to do certain jobs. These skills are acquired through formal education. Guys, the degree which you are studying, the course which you are enrolled for means hard skills. Okay, so some examples are given down. Literacy. So they say literate or illiterate. So literacy is something that you keep learning and learning. Literate. Numeracy, something you learn with numbers. Okay. Software skills, that's related to the computers. Programming languages, again with computers, and of course fluency in a foreign language. So these are a few examples of hard skills, right? Hard skills is done through formal education. You got it? Formal education. And let's look at soft skills. Soft skills allow you to work well with others. Soft skills allow you to get along with other students who are with you. You got it? Okay. A few examples of soft skills are creativity, wherein you need to think of innovative things or products or whatever it is. Flexibility, you need to be very flexible. No point of being very stubborn or rigid. Flexibility plays again an important point. Next, as I already told you, teamwork. You may be given a project and asked to complete it, wherein you may be one of the project leaders, or you may be one of the project heads, or you may be a team leader, whatever it is. So teamwork. Leadership. So when you are having a team, you need to take the ownership, which is also called the leadership. And you need to lead your team in the most successful manner. Okay? And the next one is communication, where I already told you in the first slide, you need to make others understand what you are trying to tell them. You got it? When I say communication, it doesn't mean to say that you need to study MA English literature or anything like that. Okay? The talent of problem solving. The talent of problem solving. Always you face a lot of different problems in life, or maybe financially, right? You should be in a way to solve it. You should find some solution to it. When there is a lock, there will definitely be a key, right? So when problems are there, you need to think of how to solve it. Okay? And the next point, time management. When you are in college or when you was in school, you didn't keep up to time. Many of you, including me. When I say including me, it means when we go for a break, right? When we go after lunch, we always go late. This is called time management. And guys, Don't think that you can repeat this in your corporate company. Entering into a corporate company is either you have the thumb impression biometric system, or at the gate you need to scan your ID card. The barcode will get scanned and the door will open. Right? So time management is very, very important. Next, interpersonal skills. Many of you may be wondering what is this interpersonal skills? Right? This is the most simplest for anyone. It is the skills that you use to talk to your friends who are sitting next to you. It is the skills that you use at home to speak with your parents. It is the skills that you use in society, right? So these are all the examples, a few examples of soft skills. Now let me ask you a question, guys. Tell me whether joining a corporate with just hard skill is sufficient or you need soft skills also, right? Answer me and send it maybe when you come here Monday or Sunday, right? So look at some soft skills in the picture here. Team spirit, self-confidence, communication, trustworthiness, empathy, assertiveness, trustworthiness, nambikatanmai, right? Empathy. Many times we have been telling, right? If I was in your shoes, that's what means as empathy. Right? Assertiveness, being smart. Okay? Inquisitiveness. All the time, keep asking questions and questions and questions. Creativity, yes. Innovation. In simple terms, hard skills are the technical skills that you learn in college, that you do as a course, right? And soft skills are your human, personal and social skills. I hope you understood the difference between hard skills and soft skills. So hard skills is your technical skills, soft skills are your human, personal and social skills. Now tell me, if you have only hard skills, can you survive with a corporate company? Or if you have only soft skills, is it possible? Right? Please understand, you need both hard skills and soft skills. Got it? Yes. Here are some examples of soft skills. You can see from top: communication, job interview skills, time management skills, customer service skills, leadership skills, team skills, and presentation skills. So a few examples of soft skills used elsewhere. Right, so thank you very much. And this is something wherein you always should think how to motivate yourself. The very first thing is you need to believe in yourself. You need to trust yourself. Okay, maybe in the initial stage you say, I don't. Next you say again, it's not possible, I can't. Next, some of your friends have suggested you, and then you say, okay, I want to do it, let me try. Okay, but you do not know how to do it. So then how can I do? And then you tell yourself, I'm going to try. You tell yourself, I'm going to try. After trying, you give a thumbs up and you say, I can do it. And then finally, I did it. Okay? Any questions, you can write it down. And we are moving to the next slide. The next one is communication, wherein when I say communication, please understand guys, you would have studied this communication maybe in your school, maybe +1, +2, and guys from the 3rd year would have had a paper also as business communication or communicative English or whatever it is. Well guys, please understand this communication, I am talking in general, I am not talking about English communication as of now. Right? So communication is all about LSRW, which means listening, speaking, reading and writing, which means LSRW. Next, one-way, two-way communication. Now you are just listening to me, which means one-way communication. And when we have an interactive session, so you answer me and I keep asking you questions, so that means it's two-way communication. You got it? The next, there is some kind of a calculation wherein you and I might have not seen this calculation maybe when studying also. Communication as a calculation of 7 plus 38 plus 55. So what does the 7 and 38 and 55 say? Right? We are going to see it in depth. Okay? So moving on to communication, LSRW, the objectives in short is called the 4 P's. The objective in short is called the 4 P's of communication. The first P, plan. The second P, prepare. The third P, practice. And then you are going to present. So the fourth P stands for presentation. Right? This presentation can be done either oral or written presentation. For example, tomorrow you have an interview wherein you need to plan, you need to prepare, you need to practice, and finally you need to present. Okay? Either you present it online or offline. Right? You need to present it. So either you present it in person in oral, or in writing. You need to present it. So the 4 P's are the most important for any communication. I'm not talking about English communication. I'm talking about communication across the globe, maybe any language that you speak. These 4 are the most important for communication, which means plan, prepare, practice, and present. You got it, guys? Right? I'm moving on to next. Planning. When you start to plan, when you start to focus on your plan, please understand you are on the first step of the ladder to success. Planning is the first step on the ladder to success. Planning is the first step on the ladder to success. Right? And then moving on to the next. If we have worked carefully and prepared from the start, I mean today, right? If you have worked carefully and prepared from today, our task today facing the interview panel or any kind of audience will be far less stressful. Facing the audience will be far less stressful. If you're going for a conference or if you're going for a seminar, you need to understand that these 4 P's play a very, very, very vital role, which means plan, prepare, practice, and present. This can remove this fear in you, the stress in you, the tension in you. Okay? Right. Let's see the next. What does practice do? What does practice help us in? Right? First of all, when you start practicing, that will reduce your nervousness. That will reduce your nervousness. Next one, that will make you improve your performance. Okay. That will also help you to judge your timing very well, wherein you cannot take much time during your interview. Right? So, practice helps you judge timing. And moving on to the next, may help to refine the content. When I say help to refine the content, I mean the subject that you are going to talk about, or in colloquial language, when you guys say, you often say matter. What is the matter you are going to speak? May help to refine the matter, may help to refine the subject, may help to refine the content. Right, you got it? Let's move on to the next. Now I'm going to ask you a question, guys. What is communication? Well, I got a lot of answers from you guys. So communication, somebody said, sharing of knowledge, sharing of information, obtaining information. Okay, there are so many answers which I got, and now it's time for me to share my answer with you. Right? Communication is an art of getting your message across effectively through how? Communication is an art of getting your message across effectively, one, by the most simplest, which means spoken words, the first and the most simplest way. Next, body language plays a very important role in your communication, in your day-to-day life. This body language can also make or break. Okay, excuse me, I was preparing this, so a little bit of body language. And the next is written words. Your hard copies will be all written, right? This reflects more importance when you file it. For example, you are going to your class coordinator or your HOD to ask for or to request for a leave, right? You don't go and have a spoken words there, right? It is written, and that is called a leave letter. Okay, and the final one is visuals. I think you guys are watching visuals. The PPT which I am showing you, this leaves greatest impact in your subconscious mind. The visuals can go and be stored in your subconscious mind so that you can retrieve it easily, right? And moving on to the next question, why communication? Why do we need communication? So we've seen what communication, what is communication. Now we are seeing something called as why communication. Why do we need communication? What is the importance of communication? Still, I am not talking about English communication. Probably maybe after the next 1 or 2 slides, we will focus on English communication. Okay? Right. Why communication? The most important to express our emotions. As a human, we have a lot of emotions. So during communication time, we can express this. Okay? Next. To achieve joint understanding. The best example for communication, joint understanding, is our parents. Our father and mother, they have a very good joint understanding so that the family runs very smoothly. If there is no joint understanding between our parents, then the family has to face a lot of problems. Okay, next one. To get things done. Yes, definitely we need to work across to get things done. We need to speak well to get things done. So, communication plays an important point to get things done. Next one, very important. We need communication to pass on or obtain information, maybe from friends, maybe from relatives, maybe from strangers across the society, right? Communication is necessary to pass on and obtain information. And before the last, to reach decisions. தமிழ்ல நிறைய படத்துல சொல்லுவாங்க ஒரு முடிவுக்கு வரணும்னா பேசிதான் ஆகணும். So the same thing here is to reach decisions you need to speak out. Okay, and the final one is develop a relationship. If you want to have another friendship, or if you want to have a good relationship, or if you want to maintain your relationship, communication plays a very, very, very major role, right? And in the first slide, you've seen something called as 7 plus 38 plus 55. So this is the calculation of research done across the world. So we will be seeing this in the continuously, right? So before that, let me ask you, why is English communication so important to you and me? Why is English communication very important for you and me today? Right? You can pen down your answers. I will get back to you on that when you come here on the 28th, I mean day after tomorrow. So now my question to you, why is communication important? So you may be seeing on the screen LPG. I don't mean the gas cylinder, I mean liberation, privatization and globalization, which in you are having the liberty to study English, to learn English, to speak English, to talk in English, any part of the country. Right? Privatization. As you guys know, almost all corporate companies are privatized. Nowadays, even the government planes, Air India has been privatized, sold to a private company. Few of the trains, railways, few of the trains are also sold. You can see in all the railway tickets, it's in English. In all forms that you have to fill up, it's in English. Right? So privatization makes English important. And the final one, globalization. When I say globalization, I mean anyone from abroad can come to India for an employment, and you can use English as a mode of communication, wherein English is the most simplest and easiest language for you to talk for people who are coming from abroad. And let us put it the other way around. When you go abroad, the most simplest and easiest language to make them understand is English. Okay, so this is why English has become so important for you and me. Right, moving on to the calculation which we seen earlier. Seven plus 38 plus 55. So you can see how research shows this calculation. 7 is the words that you speak. Out of 100%, 7% only is the words. And next, 38 is the methodology. 38 is the style. 38 is the way that you speak. So, the words that you speak is 7. 38% is the way that you speak, the style, the method, and 55%, the most important, is body language. Wherein you need to nod your head,
You need to shake your hands. You need to move your eye contact on all the students or all the panel members. Right? You move your shoulders, you move your legs. So all this comes something under body language. So please remember this, that 7 is the words that you speak, 38 is the way that you speak, and 55 is the method that you speak, the methodology that you use. Okay? Right. Your existing level of communication. What is the existing level of communication and how are you going to improve on this? The first and very important is how you improve your language. So what is the kind of language you are speaking and how you are going to improve this? Improve your pronunciation. If your pronunciation is not clear, right, the words that you pronounce in English becomes wrong, has a different meaning, right? So be very careful. English is a funny language wherein your pronunciation should be very effective. You got it? Next is work on voice modulation. Voice modulating is something that you speak in the same tone, your message goes in the same tone, not very high or not very low tone. Work on body language. Yes, as I told you, very importantly, 55% is the body language which plays a major role. Read more. I don't know how many of you guys like to read. But how many of you don't like to read? God knows. Listen more. LSRW, the first L is listen. LSRW, the first L is listen. Think and speak. When I say think and speak, it has a lot of impact in it. Don't give your answers or don't shoot your answers immediately. Maybe take a couple of seconds, think a little and speak. Do not speak too fast. You need to make the audience understand. You need to make your interview people to understand. So don't go very fast. Use simple vocabulary. When I say simple vocabulary, don't use technical jargons. High technical jargons, they may not understand. So you go in for simple vocabulary. Okay? Use simple vocabulary. Do not speak only to impress someone. Yes, you are speaking maybe not to impress, but it may be an information. Okay? Look presentable and confident. So before using the 4 P's, you can easily identify what you're going to present and how confident you are about it. It only happens when you plan, prepare, practice, and finally present. Okay? Right. So what does practice do? Practice takes you from this to this. Right? Success for you in the new global and diverse workplace requires excellent communication skill. Excellent communication skill. Right? Any questions you have, please make a note of it and we can discuss it later. Right? Thank you. And again, I would say you need to focus more on the most important motivation, believe in yourself. Right? Believing in yourself makes a lot of difference. Right? I'm going to give you a simple story about a blind man. A blind man sitting in a busy street had a board in his hand which had "Blind, please help." passerbys did not notice him or care to drop a coin. Very pathetic. Right? A young advertiser took his board and turned it and wrote something on it. After that, coins started to pour. What did that young man write? Right? So he wrote, "This is a beautiful day which you can see, but I can't." He wrote, "This is a beautiful day which I can't see and you can see, but I can't." This evoked pity in the minds of people and coins started to drop. The moral is, our communication should impress people. Our communication should impress people. Right? Okay, thank you guys. We'll go for a short break and catch up maybe after 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm starting the session again, and I wanted a break, so I had to rush up for a break. However, the next topic, I'm not going to do goal setting. We are going on to goal setting, wherein GD will be continued tomorrow. Right, goal setting. You need to know that most of the successful people across the globe had a goal in the mind, and then they may be able to achieve their targets. So we guys need to have a goal so that we are able to achieve various things in life. What is the importance of goals and why do we need goals? Right here, I would like to quote something in Tamil. குறிக்கோள் இல்லாத வாழ்க்கை குறுகிய வாழ்க்கை. தமிழ்ல ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்லி இருக்குது. குறிக்கோள் இல்லாத வாழ்க்கை குறுகிய வாழ்க்கை. இங்கிலீஷ்ல வேற மாதிரி சொல்லி இருக்குது. Aimless life is a blameless life. When you don't have an aim in life, you can't blame anyone, right? So set goals and see that you achieve them, right? Moving forward, goal setting, objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand the value of goal setting, right? To appreciate the importance of planning and achieving your goal. What is a goal? Goals are something that we want to achieve, yes. Many of you will be having various thoughts in your mind, various activities in your mind, various plans in your mind, right? What you want to be in future, what is the bike you want to use in the future, right? What is the salary you want to get, what is your bank account, what you want, what kind of house you want. So these are a few goals which I gave you, and how you achieve them, how you put things into action and start focusing on your goals. This is very, very important, right? Why do we have goals? The question I'm asking you guys, because this is a point where you need to start your improvement in your results, right? You write an examination, you get some marks. Imagine if they don't give you any marks. How will you know that you have achieved something? How will you improve to go to the next stage? Okay, so starting point from which you improve results. Set you off in the right direction. So now you will be able to understand where you are. Right now I'm in this place. This is my score of marks. And if I want to get a very good CGPA, I need to work on such and such parameters wherein I could get a good CGPA. Right? This is regarding your academics. I need to get a good job. Not only academics plays very important, but also how I need to get ready for the training program. How I need to be trained, on what I should be trained, right? I need to write a very impressive resume that sells me. When I go for a GD, I need to be a successful person there, right? So it sets you off in the right direction. Check progress. Goals, check your progress, where you are and how you need to focus to get to the next level. Change course when required. For example, if there are some hiccups, if there are some obstacles, how you need to change and where do you need to focus on, what is the necessary change to be taken place. Know when you have arrived. Okay, so you need to understand after you set a goal whether you have achieved it or not, or whether you have arrived to the destination or not. Why have goals? Goals is something that shows how far you are being assessed, and how you can be taken further, and what is your kind of future going to be after your goals. And even more, moving in the right direction. So when you have a goal, this will show you how to move into the right direction. Right? On completion of task, how do you know whether it has been done or not? Only when you have a goal in your mind, you can understand whether you have come to a destination, whether you have achieved this, whether you have completed this. If you don't have a goal, you keep traveling and traveling and traveling with no end in your mind. A person without a goal is like a boat without a rudder. So I don't know how many of you guys understand what is the meaning of a rudder. A rudder is the tool which controls the boat. Okay, a rudder is a tool which controls the boat. And when the boat does not have a rudder, can you imagine what will happen to the boat? Right? So a person without a goal is like a boat without a rudder. Right? Need to get started. Guys, if you are not completed or if you don't have a goal till now, please, by the end of this session, try to fix some goals. Right? Maybe your job, maybe the CGPA you need to get, maybe you need to achieve certain things in life. Okay, you may be having a plan to get a car or a very expensive bike or an house or whatever it may be. Please set your goals by the end of this session. Right? Get started today, right now. How is the process working? How is the goal setting process going to work for you? Okay? Right? You are going to first work on your personal goals. As I told you, your personal goals, maybe your bike, purchase of your bike, house, right? Your educational goal, what is the kind of CGPA you are targeting, right? Your higher education, what is the kind of training programs you are going to attend, right? And next is your career goal, where you are going to work, how you are going to work, what is the salary you are expecting, which is the corporate that is going to buy you, how are you going to sell yourself. So all these things come under your career goal and your development goals. Once you are being focused into a corporate, you need to focus on the development of yourself, of your corporate, of your family. So all this comes under development goals, wherein everything has to be taken care of. You can't focus only on your personal goals and leave out your career goals. You can't focus only on your career goals and leave out your family goals. So there are so many things like that. Okay? Right? Personal goals. Setting personal goals takes time. It is important that you just write down anything. You must have things that are really core to you and fit with you, values and your family, with your values and your family, right? So these are your personal goals, wherein you need to write it down very importantly so that you will be able to value them as you keep reading them and focusing on how to achieve your goals. Right? Moving on to the next. What do I want for myself? For my family. Right now it is season time. So you will be thinking, most importantly, you need money to buy crackers, you need money to buy for party, or you need money to buy textile, whatever it is. For my family, how do I share this with my family? Right? For others, yes, you go and meet others, you share eatables, you go for a movie, all these things are there. Okay? Test your goals. There are a lot of obstacles coming to test your goals, so where you need to be very careful about. Right? So above all, it is, or you should be something you should set as smart goals. You should set as smart goals. Wherein, what does smart say? We are going to see that. Your next is your career goals. Once you know what we are trying to achieve, we can start to set the career goal that will get us there. Okay? Right. So your career goals will focus on how you are going to start from the interview, then work on after you get placed, and then how you focus on how to grow within the company. Right? So these are your career goals. Sometimes you may get another offering, or you may get another package, bigger package, which will offer you more. Again, that also belongs to your career goals. You need to put all goals in writing. I don't know how many of you have practiced this so far. So those of you who have not done it, please do it right now. Put your goals into writing, clarify your goals, refresh your memory, always keep reading your goals once, twice, thrice. Keep refreshing your memory and keep this in your subconscious mind that you need to achieve something which is called as goal. Right? Keep your goals in mind, your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is very, very powerful. Don't take it to your conscious mind. Why I say clarify your goals, refresh your memory, you need to keep reading this again and again and again. I need to achieve this. Yes, I need to achieve this within such time. Maybe financially, maybe getting a two-wheeler, maybe getting a four-wheeler, whatever it may be. Right? When I said keep it in your subconscious mind, when you keep reading this, when you keep refreshing your memory again and again on your goals, that goes to your subconscious mind so that you never forget it. In your conscious mind, yes, you may forget it within a week's time. That's it. Transforming goals into tasks. How you are going to put all this into action. That's the most important thing. Setting a goal is not a big deal. Wherein you need to put all these things into action. Establish a clear goal. It should be clear cut. Right? Don't try to build castles in there. Don't try to build a palace on the sea. Okay, what is it? What you can do. Create an action plan. How to go forward. How to move forward to achieve my goal. Right? Define specific tasks. You should be very specific for your goal. Not, okay, let's see. When I ask a question, yes. Can you tell me what is the income you are planning to earn? Right? Many would say around 10 or 15,000. Around 10 or 15,000. Wherein it shows very clearly you are not definite. You need to be specific and you need to be definite of what you want to earn. Yes, I want to earn maybe for the next 3 months at least 10,000 bucks. Maybe to climb the ladder, I would increase it to 25,000 or 30,000 rupees. So this is how you go about to be specific. When I say specific, I mean, yes, it has to be specific. Establish a time scale. You need to complete these goals within this time specific framework, right? You can't tell your parents, you may be doing your 5th semester, next year you will be doing your 6th semester for the 3rd years. You can't tell your parents, I need 1 more semester to complete all my degrees. You can't tell Madras University, I'm a 23 pass out, but give me 1 more year. I need to extend it. 24, I'll try to complete it. You can't go on. You need, they give you something called as establish a time scale, a time frame. Right? Each goals are the same way. You need to complete it within the specific time which you have targeted in your mind. Okay, moving on to the next, take action. What is the kind of action? You need to join a corporate. So what should I do? I need to sell myself to the best seller. I need to sell myself for a good package. So then what should I do? I should understand what is the industry expectation. I should know how to introduce myself. When I go for a GD, I need to prove myself. Right? I should handle an interview very carefully. I should write a very good resume which sells myself. So these are all the action which you are going to take. Right? So the action plan, specific. So as you see, I told you, you need to set SMART goals. So what does SMART mean? Or where does SMART take you? Right? You need to be very specific, specifically mentioned. Right? Measurable. As I told you, you need to measure your goals. For example, you are only getting 30 to 40,000 rupees salary. Right? With that salary, you need to maintain your family. Right? Don't think of going in for a very luxurious car, maybe like BMW or maybe like Audi or something like that, which is very, very expensive. Instead of that, you can go for a Maruti Swift or something like that, which is less cost. Achievable, something that you can achieve. You should set goals, that something that you can achieve. As I told you, you can buy land, you can build an house, or maybe you can buy a flat. But don't think of building a palace on the sea. It's not possible, right? Or don't think you can build a palace in the air, which is not possible at all. It should be realistic. Your goal should be realistic. As freshers, don't have a concept in your mind that when I start off with any corporate, I need to start with 1 lakh salary. You got it? Time. What is the time frame you are going to complete your action plan? What is the time frame you are going to achieve your goals? What is the time frame you are given for your educational goals? What is the time frame you are given to grow in a company? All these things, your action plan, where you need to be very, very, very careful about. This is what is SMART goals. I have already told you. Right? Types of goals. So you can see short-term goal, long-term goal, mid-term goal. Right. So I'll give you a simple example. A short-term goal. Guys, now you are approaching your 5th semester for the 3rd years. So your short-term goal is, or your short-term goal could be, this semester I need to score much more marks than my previous semester. Right. So this should be your short-term goal. For an example, your mid-term goal, right, can be that next semester let me focus on my project wherein I can score good marks. Your long-term goal may be that you need to get a good job in a corporate. I'm just giving you some examples. Okay, it's left up to you what type of goals you set. Short-term, long-term, mid-term. So it's all left up to you, right? You got it? So, thank you. And you need to believe in yourself. Again and again, I'm telling you this. Believing in yourself is something which is very, very crucial and very critical. When you tell yourself, no, it is not possible, you are setting something which is pessimistic. Be an optimistic person. Try to believe in yourself. Yes. Many scientists, if they had not believed in themselves today, we would not have a lot of achievements and a lot of success. So first, maybe in your mind, I don't. Then somebody may say something about that, you will say can't. Then it may be a close friend who is saying same thing. You say, okay, I want to do it. Then you ask somebody else how to do it. Then you slowly try to do it. And then finally, you say, I can do it, and you have achieved it. Right? So we are going on to the next slide. Parent. So goal setting. I would like to show you a clipping about this goal setting. You need to watch this very carefully. And I will ask you, what is the question? Just watch him very carefully. He's not speaking in English. Just watch what he is doing. Just watch what he is doing. And I will stop this and ask what he is doing. Please listen very carefully. So you guys may have various answers. Okay, so when I ask you answers, you may say he is juggling, he is controlling. So, like he is having his mind concentration on the hammer. Right, fine. What not you will say? He is doing something for practice. Okay, then what more? His eye contact is very, very careful on the hammer. Yes. So you may be giving me various answers, right? But please understand, this guy is having an aim in his mind. He has a goal in his mind that he has to achieve. All the answers which you think he is having, yes, may be true. But for me, it's only one answer. He has a goal in his mind and he wants to achieve that goal. And you're going to see what is the goal he's going to achieve. You may be surprised.
Warte, ey, warte, wie schaut's denn aus? Weiß nicht. Wahnsinn! Super!
So this was his goal. Okay, so this was his goal. What was his goal? His goal was not to have control on the hammer. His goal was not to keep his eyes focused. No. Right? He was not juggling. He was not practicing. But his main aim was to hammer the nail, which was upside down. Right? So, goal setting, very important. As I already told you, you need to remember SMART goals, something called as SMART goals. Okay, so today's session I will end with this. So please be very conscious about how to introduce yourself, because many people they succeed in their GD, written test, online test, whatever, blah blah blah, and they fail in how to introduce yourself. I'll give you an example wherein a college topper, a university topper went for an interview, and he was almost, the college, everyone said that this guy is going to get the job. It was a highly paid job, right? And he went into the interview panel. So there was only one question from the HR people, and the question goes like this: what is your father? And his answer was very instinct, and his answer was very, immediately he shooted his answer. Right, my father is going the park. The HR was astonished with his answer. He was very surprised to think a person who was getting more than 9 point something CGPA was unable to understand his question. Right? So The HR asked him, what's your father? The HR did not ask him what's your father's name. The HR wanted to know what's your father's profession, what's your father's job, what's your father's business. But he gave a very an answer which was irrelevant, which disturbed the minds of HR, and in the very first question he was sent out. So see that you introduce yourself, listen to the HR carefully. So now we are going to move on to introduction, self-introduction. Try to introduce yourself with your, family members. Practice that, or else you can practice in the class as well. Right? So there's something which is written in brown color. You don't need to focus on that. I've just given it as a name. You need to start off with I am, or I'm, this is myself. Okay, of course, the second point, my name is also correct. However, that has been used by school students. It's not wrong, right? My name is, yes, a second standard boy will use that. It's not wrong. Okay, but since you are all graduates, try to be a little different by using I am, this is myself, right? So you need to put your name over there. Next one, location, I am from Chennai, I am from Madurai, whatever it is. I come from, I was born and raised in, I grew up in, right? So all these you can use. Next, family, I am from a family of 4. The number you should remove, and how many members in your family, you need to put that number there. I am from a family of 4. I am from a family of 3, right? I am one of, what's the number? Sibling. Say if there are 3 children in your house, you need to put 3. There are 2, yes. If there are 1, you no need to tell that sentence. You need to go on to the last sentence. I am only child. You got it? Clear? Right. Moving on to the next, your qualifications. If you are a graduate, I am about to graduate. You can, if you are in your 5th semester, you need to say I am about to graduate. And if you have completed your UG, you can say you are a graduate. If you have completed your PG, you can say I'm a postgraduate. Or you can also use, if you're a graduate, you can also use I have a bachelor in, what's the degree, right? As you are in your college doing your degree, you may be taking up some other courses like computer science, a tally or something else privately. So you can also say I'm currently taking a course in so and so and so, or I'm currently pursuing tally or whatever course you are doing. Okay, right. Next is, you can also mention your achievements, if any. When I say achievements, this should be either district wise or national wise or something like that. Okay, don't tell the HR, yes, I have achieved, I have been achieving from the age of 4 or maybe from the age of 8. I have been a school pupil leader when I was from UKG to 4th standard. After that, they removed me. That's not an achievement. You got it? So you need to achieve, you need to tell something which you have achieved with a proof. Okay, some medal, some certificates, district-wise, state-wise, whatever it may be. If you have achieved in some conference, if you have got a medal or if you have got a certificate, fine, you can mention that. Right? If you have created something, yes, you can mention that also. Right? And your hobby. I'm a big fan of what? I'm a big fan of, you can not only in a celebrity's name or not only a cricketer's name, you can give it as a author of a book, or let's say a scientist name I'm a big fan of. I'm a keen violinist. I'm a keen guitarist, right? You can use noun to start, right? If you have the hobby of drawing, artist, or whatever it is, painting, something you can mention, right? I don't think there will be people who don't have hobbies. Okay, even praying, sleeping, fine, you can mention, right? Moving on to the next. So I close this session. It comes to an end, and we'll move on to the next session tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted. You can log in tomorrow from 19th. The link is given. The date is also given there. 19th morning shift link. Afternoon shift, there is a different link. So thanks a lot, guys. And whatever questions you have, you can always bring it to me, and I will clear it for you after the 20th. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. God bless you. Again, believe in self. Believe.